So today we're going to talk about some of my conservative viewpoints here. Because the lines are getting blurred. The old this and that thinking. So that being said, some of my liberal friends, they might want to, maybe you want to listen, actually. If you don't, that's okay. But I think this is where the conversation does matter. I want to talk about taxes, not slogans, and not really party talking points, actually. Here's the biggest thing. The United States debt ceiling is roughly $41 trillion. That's insane. That is insane. I feel sorry for our kids. And we're not bringing in a lot of tax money. We're spending a lot. But we're just selling debt then just to keep the lights on. I mean, this is really not a left issue or right issue. It's just a math problem. But the other thing is taxes. This is a conservative. I'm fiscally conservative a lot, right? And I pay a lot of taxes, right? And I'm wired in a way where when I pay taxes, I immediately look to where that money's going. If it's the local taxes, I'm looking out like, why aren't my roads salted right now, right? As my personal property taxes pay for things like this, or if I'm looking at my state taxes, same thing. I'm looking at the roads, the sanitation or the city and county. That's going to be, how the schools and, the infrastructure, that sort of. And so I pay attention. I will literally count people standing out that work for the government. And I'm like, all right, in my head, I think about how much my tax money is going and paying them. But, that's it. Now, especially when it comes to federal taxes, right? Big government. I don't like big government. I mean, it's necessary in certain ways because we humans are dipshits. But, the lines are really, really blurred between what people believe is big government and those that claim to have conservative viewpoints. Conservatism used to mean small government. It used to mean, skepticism of bloated governments. It used to mean restraint and clearly defined roles of government. And yes, it meant law and order. But let's be honest. Democrats believe in law and order too. So bullshit. That's just straight up propaganda, the whole scare thing. The idea that only one side owns that is actually a wedge issue. It's propaganda and that's it. It's just meant to keep people divided and talking points on the news. Because really, at this juncture, the left to right, this, that, thinking the real divide isn't conservative versus liberal. It's accountability versus unchecked authority. So the other thing that's really, especially right now, what's been going on in Minnesota, I want to talk about is this whole back to blue law and order propaganda that's the narrative that's trying to get spun out. The whole lefties are not law and order, and we back to blue. But you know what? Here's what's wild, right? Is I often hear, and I heard little bots and some real people, from other states, it's wild, who don't even live in the state of Minnesota. They're criticizing Minnesota, right? So basically what it is, you got people from out of state claiming they back the blue, right? They support the police while simultaneously trashing that state's police and their local departments, right? So it's selective law and order. So that's not back to blue, especially if you're just sitting in a freaking state 7-8 hours away. That's a slap in the face to the men and women who in those communities, who actually serve those communities to serve and protect. Saying that they don't have it in order. If you truly support law enforcement, you respect the training officers go through, right? You should respect the standards that they had to hold and their professionalism they're expected to maintain. No matter what state they're in. If you back the blue, then you support that. These officers, they aren't getting huge bonuses like $50,000 like these ICE agents. Many are underpaid, but yet they're expected to show restraint and judgment and discipline under pressure most will never face, especially these cosplaying ICE agents. ICE orcs. Sorry, there I go, giving them a word they don't deserve. So, really, you don't get to claim law and order while tearing down the very people tasked to enforce it. If you truly back the blue and you don't just do it selectively. Because when you do that, the only thing you're backing isn't law and order, it's bullshit.